Okay, good morning, everybody, and hi, Crystal. Okay, that was the last one that popped up as my fingers were going. How are you? We are cuckoo. Like, this has been a week. We don't know what day it is. Like, it truly, and I'm not kidding, there's the verge on which there's a line where you start to worry if, because you don't know what day it is, if it means you're overworked or if you're losing your mind. And I don't mean that as a joke, because there are some real challenges with getting older. But I'm not kidding. The number of times, and you can ask all of my clients, I probably asked them at least once while we were together, it's Tuesday, right? Is today Sunday? Is this Saturday or Friday? Like, literally, that's what I was doing all week. It's been an absolute mess.
So this is not a criticism. This is of us. It's in general. It is a criticism of us. It's like when people say I'm not good at remembering names. I'm always like, that's not a good thing. Like we should get better at that, is what I'm saying. That's not fantastic. But because we're fully transparent, we pride ourselves on we just share everything. We both cried about 5 minutes ago. Like, I just was standing here and I leaned over and I thought, it's almost 10 o'clock on Monday.
I couldn't tell if he was laughing because his head was down, his hands were on his knees, and he was kind of doing the like this. And I was like, you laughing?
Because we'll go through all this, but we did, so we did 36 videos last week for this character tournament, which has been super fun, but like, it's just a lot of work. And so many clients in the middle of it.
I was going to say.
And so much life stuff in the middle of it that I've been pointing at when this show is over. So let's just end it.
And it's been great seeing you.
But I've been pointing at that, and it hit me for a minute. I was a little overwhelmed because I'm like, oh, I almost made it.
Yeah.
And then Amy goes, can you go by Tim's house today and get some video? And I was like, okay. So I'm going to sit over here and just sob for a minute.
You go ahead, babe. It's okay. I got you. That's what marriage is. A friend of mine from high school, she now lives in Tampa, but she, a couple years ago, had friends getting married, and so she had asked everybody to kind of put together some, like, marriage advice. And, to kind of, she was going to compile it and give it to her friends. I thought that was a great idea. So I always said that marriage is... it's like a seesaw, and that, there's going to be times when I'm up or Eric's up and the other one's going to be down. And the goal is that we have to kind of keep it meeting in the middle. Yep. And it's going to go like this sometimes. And our goal as a marriage is to try to kind of keep it as level and as even keeled as we can. And like, that's kind of no joke. And there are definitely times where, like, I'm not kidding. Okay, first of all, not a joke. Was it yesterday that I brought you those things and you said it was perfect timing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, it was, because it was right after I was with Rishi. Yes, okay. So yesterday, which I guess was Sunday, if today's Monday, if we're doing coffee time on Monday, is today Monday?
Yes, it is. It better be.
So yesterday, I was with some clients. We'll talk about that in a little bit, and they contracted. So excited for them. On the way back, it was like mid-afternoon. I hadn't eaten yet, so
yeah.
So I was just checking in with the family to see if everybody had already eaten lunch. I assumed they had, because it was like way after lunchtime. So I stopped by the Bojangles that is close to the Costco, and Eric loves the Bo Rounds. Well, I have to tell you, I'm kind of new to the Bo Rounds because, oh my gosh, if you don't know what they are, you need to get them. They're like these round, hash brown, amazing, cheesy.
Perfect thickness. Perfect saltiness, perfect. They're perfect.
Yeah, and and I will say, like, on behalf of my husband, he's had a hard time with kind of the eating of late, and what feels good to eat, what he feels like he can chew properly, what even tastes good. But those tasted good. So yesterday, when I left my clients, I swung through Bojangles, I got myself lunch, and I got him a thing of Bo Rounds. Yes,
so good. No,
and then when I came home, I came upstairs to give them to them. And he was sitting right here, because this is pretty much where he is all day, every day. And I laid them right here. And he's like, "Oh my God, really? Like, those are the perfect thing." Yeah.
So
nice little treat for him.
So a couple things. You have to say why. Like, it's not a big deal. So you guys know again, we're together in all this thing.
Yep.
I have these things that I did last year. They don't feel great for eating things. So that's all that is.
You know,
so
like
another conversation for another time.
You know, yeah, go ahead.
Well, and I was also going to say just things about perfect timing. Find John Hickman's comment to me. If you see it up there.
You made me laugh yesterday.
Yes.
Scene of the crime.
See, here's the thing. Like, I'm about to cry because of that, okay? Also, yeah, I got a haircut, and if you haven't seen the Sunday Drive, this probably was a shock to your system. I've not joined the Marine Corps. I just went to Sports Clips. Thanks, Emily. No, she's very nice. She did a good job. She's the manager. She did a good job.
No!
She did a good job.
You just called her.
The truth is, I'll go back to her again. She was great.
Yeah.
But like little things like that, John, like that makes our day. And I don't want this to become a therapy thing, but I gotta tell you, like just seeing that comment, like that's what the whole thing. If we make you laugh one time, it makes us happy.
And Gina said she went to China Walk.
Yes,
and that was part of our Sunday drive. We went to get Chinese food, and so
thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Like seriously, that makes us really happy. But like on another note, like people like watch us for what we do. Like it's real estate related. You're tapped into our life a little bit. We're like half reality. We're like quarter reality show, 3/4. No, let's try it again. Quarter reality show, quarter like just stupidity, and then like
quarter nervous breakdown
and
quarter business.
Okay. Anyway, but I will say that, that might not be a bad video on the side, not real estate, heart and home related, but you really should go through that because you've talked about that a lot and whether or not you would do, like knowing what you know now, would you have done that? Anyway, moving on.
No, we can't move because now I have to say it. I'll say it real quick.
Okay, you say
it.
it.
I had terrible teeth. Terrible. Like I would be brushing my teeth. Like I had so many fillings when I was a kid that all my fillings were breaking and all that stuff. And I needed so many root canals and so many things that it was just easier to just do that. They call it a all on 4, all on 5 thing. So for both sets, so these are
Pam says you're handsome.
Titanium. Thanks, Pam.
I think he's handsome too.
Anyway, but so I did that, and yes, I would do it again in my situation. I would not do it if I had other options. I didn't feel like I had other options. And it's fine. I feel like I look like a stupid cartoon horse. But it's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, we'll talk about that sometime. Yeah. And happy to talk to anybody about it if you want advice about do it or not do it, where to go. I like where I went. Everything's good. But that's a whole thing. Yeah. Let's do a show because then it'll be over, and then I can have a breakdown.
you can have your breakdown. That sounds good. All right, let me put my glasses on so I can see. By the way, hello to everybody that Eric Forrest says shout out to Emily.
Yeah, and Diz Deb asked if I'll be returned to the scene of crime. Yes, I actually will.
Okay, all right. Kim has a great question, which we're going to get to later. God. That is freaking fantastic, Kim. I just saw you pop up. Hello, my friend. Anyway, let's get going on the show, though, and then I do want to talk about Kim's question because that is huge. Okay, so here are our brewing topics for today. Busy, local restaurants, and of course, the character tournament, which is what has been, that is part of the breakdown. I love my husband so much. He has an idea and he runs with it, and it's never, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word, but I'm saying he never half-asses anything. It's true. I mean, he can do a Sunday drive and just, boom, you got the camera with our phone out the window. Can do that. We can do our video tours with just a phone and we just like do this. We can do that. But everything he does, it has to be to a next level. And, was it Disney that says everything speaks? Or was that just you?
That was a Disney training thing.
A Disney training thing. But anyway, so, I mean, he has the know-how, he has the ability, so we got to make it as good as we can, right? Anyway, so, but busy. So let's talk a little bit about the busy. Now, we've made a joke before about Fruit Stripe. if you weren't here the time that we talked about that, that is what my calendar looks like. Everything is color coded. Red is clients in town. Yellow, or red is just Heart and Home Orlando, just related in general. Yellow is clients in town. Orange is closings. Then we've got mixed in, personal life, doctor's appointments for the girls,
social media production,
business meetings, phone calls with
Deb
clients.
coming tomorrow.
Our friend Deb coming tomorrow. The house is not ready. But it's just, so whenever the calendar looks like this, we have to take a mental vacation at some point. So this is my mental vacation. Are you ready for it? I have on turquoise because I'm thinking of the Bahamas. I'm not going to the Bahamas. There's no time to go to the Bahamas, but I'm thinking of it. I have my sandals mug from when I was at the Bahamas. I have my ring that I got from the Bahamas. And I have, what else do I have on? Oh, I have my beach bracelet on with my seashells and all of the things summer related.
And I'm wearing my Speedo thong underneath my...
Eric has his Speedo thong on underneath.
I don't even have one of those.
But no, like that's pretty much it. That's kind of how we have a vacation. I'm just going to kind of pretend a little bit. But busy. And by the way, the busy, let me see if I can find it. Is that it?
Yeah, but once you hit it...
So the busy is part of why my cup is full. And when we say my cup is full, we mean it's like our heart is full. Not like, it's both the cup is full, like, there's a lot going on, but also our heart is full. And that's what makes us the happiest. So this is just a sampling, guys.
Look at that picture. I'm so like, I want to frame that picture, that montage, that collage, and just look at what we get to be a part of.
Yeah, I know.
It's
God. Amazing. We've got some amazing families, and this is just a little bit of kind of what was going on. Today there's a new homeowner orientation. I have a new client coming in town tomorrow. In the next couple days, we've got so much going on that's still kind of continuing, but. So we have Jacqueline and Travis closed on their beautiful D.R. Horton home. We have Amy and Mike closed on their beautiful Dreamfinders home. We have Renee and Anne who are contracted on their beautiful Dreamfinders home. And then we have Lisette, our own Lizzie Tales, closed on her Mattamy home. And then, of course, we have Rishi. And their sweet family just contracted on a David Weekley home. So I think this is a really good representation too of, did you notice that we have Dreamfinders, we've got D.R. Horton, we've got Mattamy, we've got David Weekley. This is
two Dreamfinders.
Two Dreamfinders in there, yes. And the Mattamy home with Lisette is resale, but it's still Mattamy as far as the builder goes. And this is where that experience comes from that people reach out to us for, is that it's not, this is just a sampling of this past week. And I will tell you, it's incredible. I love it. This is what we aim for, just the excitement. And I have to say, I need to do better about taking pictures because I try not to take a lot of pictures.
By the way, I hope it's okay that I took that picture.
Oh, yeah, Lisette.
I didn't actually say, Lisette, I'm taking a picture.
Oh.
So I'm sorry.
I have to tell you a story about her. But actually, do you want to go to wishes next, or do you want me to tell a story first?
You make the call.
I'm gonna tell a story about Lisette. Okay, so Lisette, Lizzie Tales, our very own Lizzie Tales here on Coffee Time. Okay.
How great is she, by the way?
Oh my gosh. Just the sweetest, the absolute sweet. And to deal with the last minute chaos of the final walkthrough that was just a mess. Okay. So I had said something a while back on Coffee Time about when you close on a home, when it's in a gated community. I'd made a comment about, we need to make sure we get the gate code, because I had a client years ago, after they closed on the home, it was after hours, they couldn't get in because they didn't have a gate code. Well, wouldn't you know, it happened to Lisette. It's not funny. I'm laughing only because she called and she's got the movers in line behind her at the gate and she can't get in. It's not funny. She followed someone in, and Lisette, you tell the story a little bit if you want to kind of, join in. But so and of course, by the way, the listing agent was in Utah skiing. That's fine. You are allowed to have your vacation. I'm having mine right now here with you, pretending. She's skiing in Utah, and that's fine. There is no hard feelings. But there's a closing going on. And you kind of, at least if it were me, I would leave someone in charge of making sure this is your contact if there's any emergency situations. Now, to the other realtor's credit, she did respond back. But, I mean, I need immediate, like, hey, my client's stuck at the gate. Not like, go finish this hill and then tune in. Anyway, I believe she followed somebody in. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lizzie. So she followed someone in. Meanwhile, I call the builder, and then I call a former client who lives in the same community to see if we could get a gate code. Well, ultimately, in the drawer of the home were the clickers or whatever it is they needed for the gate, but why wouldn't you have left that at the title company where closing was so that she could have, it's like your garage door opener. It's like
a little bit my fault because I saw those and I was like, oh, you got 4 garage door openers because I'm dumb. So listen, that was because I'm dumb.
Well, at any rate, it's just, it was just kind of one of those moments. And so things like that happen, and she was wonderful and gracious, and hopefully she's all moved in. And yes, she says it is funny. Well, it's funny now, but it was not funny at the moment, right? Because just as your heart was doing this, so was mine. And it's kind of like a mom where there's nothing worse than someone needing your help and you're not in a position to give them immediate comfort other than scrambling around trying to find people. But anyway, so that was fun. So let's go to wishes, only because we're talking about all the activity that happened this past week, all of the happiness, all of the smiles, all the fun stuff. So let's go to wishes. Okay, so we're, again, some of these weren't even listed. So Sharon is actually closing on her home today. I have 2 closings today, same builder, 2 different closing offices, of course. Of course. Couldn't be in the same one where I could just say, can we do this together? Anyway, Sharon's closing. Renee and Ann, again, they contracted. Shamika also contracted. I am so stinking excited about that. In a community called Everby. And then where's Wishes Full? Here we go. And then, is there another page?
Wishes 2.
Wishes 2. That one? Yeah. I don't have my glasses on.
Okay.
Rishi and then Piali. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Rose again. So you may go, Rose again? Yes. So with Rose, it was 2 houses. We sold her existing home and that one closed last week. And then today, that's where I'm headed right after this, is to go meet Rose as she closes on her new home. She definitely did a downsizing for those of you that are kind of familiar or considering that. She went from this big, massive, beautiful, gorgeous home, and now she's just downsizing a bit, and that is normal. That's what a lot of people do. And so I'm so excited for Rose. She gets to close today, so I'm going to go see her in just a bit. And then Tammy and Hisham, they contracted, and honestly, I think we're going to be closing pretty quickly on this one. A townhome kind of as an investment property. Hisham, I've mentioned them before. They have been multiple times repeat clients and sweet, sweet, sweet dear friends. Absolutely adore them. They're Tammy's creative vision and her husband's vision and skill is just amazing.
It's annoying.
If we didn't love them, we wouldn't like them. It's that kind of person. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they're just so smart and fantastic.
So good.
Oh
we actually
skilled.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like when you went into his garage of his other house, it was like just this massive wood shop, and that's not really what he does for a living. He's just so good at it. So, anyway, so we're excited to see kind of what they do to that townhome, kind of renovate it a little bit and use it as an investment property. But at any rate, lots going on. And so for all of you, just thank you for patience. I had to reschedule a couple of phone calls just because things were kind of overlapping. So thank you again. We're grateful to be busy. Never too busy for you. It's just sometimes it all piles up, and this one kind of piled up on us. So anyway, all right, I know we got some questions going on. So should we get to one of them?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do that. Let's get to the questions just real quick. Every time I do this. So, Susie Q, I haven't said good morning to you yet. Shafiq, good morning to you. Okay, so let's do this. This is a good one, Kim. How important are the new home builder survey? We have been getting some pressure to fill it out. But A, we haven't even moved in the home yet. And B, we had different site managers and one was not good. Okay, so Kim, so first of all, anybody that is dealing with new construction, their surveys are standard I say standard, I don't mean it's the same survey for every builder. Every builder does a survey. It is important because so many of them are publicly like owned and traded and whatever, and they want to know how they're doing. And I think that their surveys come from a good place. They really do want to know. But I personally have a moral dilemma with those surveys because exactly what you said, Kim, you did not have a consistent flow of your home. And very few people do, by the way. It's very common to start out with one builder, one construction manager, and then have it switch, at some point in time during the construction. And there's so many elements to it, right? You have the builder's representative, the site agent that helps you through the process, getting you contracted, excuse me, conveying that information. And sometimes, and most times, they're amazing. They're incredible. And then, the building process, I've said before, remember, that builder is not just building your home. We want them to only be building our home. We want them to only care about us. We want them to be at our beck and call 24/7. But that's not a realistic expectation. But I think in almost every case, they can always do better with how they communicate. And even if the communication is, hey, I'm not going to communicate with you. I'm gonna reach out to you when there's a monumental moment, when there's a placeholder in this process. Otherwise, I need to do my thing. You need to just wait patiently. Okay, fine. At least if they said that. But anyway, so those surveys, Kim, they really do matter. Okay. Now, this is my problem with it. All the builders and whether a 5 is a perfect score or whether a 10 is a perfect score, pretty much anything other than that 10 or that 5, whatever the max is, they consider a failure. And that's both good and bad because they don't always deserve the tip-top perfect score, right? Maybe out of 10, they deserve a 7 or they deserve an 8 or maybe they deserve a 3. But sometimes they do put pressure on you to fill it out. Now, in your case, I would just respond back and say, we haven't lived in the house yet. We're not filling this out until we've lived in the home. But they do really count on those surveys. And on another note, those builders and sometimes even the site agents have bonuses and things with their own career that is dependent on those surveys. So usually what the builders say is give them a good survey, like in the beginning, and then you'll get a second survey that's a bit more detailed, and then you can kind of go into detail and say, well, our build process, so-and-so was fantastic, but our first build part was horrible. I mean, how would you give a 10 if it was half and half? So it's important for you to fill it out. In my opinion, it's important for you to fill it out truthfully based on your experience, not on what the builder wants or needs. Because here's the thing. They always say, let us know what we need to do to earn that 10. Well, they had 9 months to earn that 10, right? Nothing at the last minute is going to earn that 10. So fill it out when you can. Be honest when you can. But do understand that other people's livelihoods, their jobs, any potential bonuses, job advancement, things like that really are dependent on those surveys. So take them seriously. Don't be mean unless you deserve to be mean. But I believe there are extra places that you can be a little bit more forthcoming with a specific situation or scenario that was, kind of unique to you and to why you gave that score. So that's a really good question. Did you?
I would like to chime in, please.
Chime in, please.
There is a restaurant. This is a thing. I'm going somewhere with this, by the way. I promise. There's a thing happening in fast food restaurants where they are being timed at the drive-thru window. They have automatic timers that time when the car comes up and passes. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to call them out. I don't care.
Yep.
At the local KFC Taco Bell.
Yep.
At the local Checkers. Mm-hmm. Some other places. The local McDonald's sometimes. You pull up and you pay them and there's nobody behind you.
Yep.
And they say, pull the line up there and we'll bring it out to you. The reason they're doing that is because they're being judged by corporate about how fast they are. But it's creating an artificial condition that doesn't do anybody any good. At the Checkers, when you up in on Route 50 up here in Winter Garden, when you go to pull up to the window, they put their hand out and say stop. They don't want you to pull to the window until the food is ready. So you pull up, you give them their money, they give you your food, but they don't want you at the window until the food's ready.
Right.
Well, whoever owns that Checkers or Checkers corporate, you're losing
Yeah.
because they're gaming the system, and I don't blame them because they're probably getting a lot of pressure. Okay, the reason I told you that story is to tell you this one. Those builder surveys, in my opinion, are the same thing. Mm-hmm. They don't actually want to know, in some cases, with some builders. Some builders actually do want to know, and that's great. But when you tie someone's bonus to that survey, and by the way, Kim, they have their bonus is tied sometimes to just did you fill the survey out?
Correct.
That's why you're getting pressure. Now, by the way, I like that because
it holds people accountable.
They want to. That tells me they want to know.
Yeah.
But when it's gamed and it's like, okay, well, we have to. If you get 5 out of 5 every time, then that counts as perfect, and that's the only thing we care about. That's terrible. That doesn't do anybody any good.
They're not learning
and it creates
from
a dilemma for people like Kim who are like, should I be honest? So I'm always of the opinion, yeah, be honest. You've gotten phone calls before from builders or site agents going, why did your client do this to me?
I got a big wig that called, but
no, the big wig that called was good. You had a site agent that was really angry with you that your client
that my
was
client
honest.
trashed him in the survey.
And Amy said, "Cause you sucked."
No, I did not say that.
I
did not say that.
But you said
I did not.
I tell them to be honest, and that's good.
But you know what? On that note, and let's just continue this conversation just slightly about that expectation. So ultimately, the builder's job, whether it's your particular construction manager or all the way up that chain, their job is to build you the home. It's not your home until you close on it. Even if you build from dirt, it's not your home until you close on it. So they're doing their job to who's holding them accountable, right? It's to the company, whether it's Taylor Morrison or Meritage or Mattamy or whomever. And it's really important to kind of note that. So like Kim, I'm going to use one of Kim's her situations as an example, because while it was stressful and negative, it was human error and it was remedied. So that, in my mind, is not that it should have happened in the first place. And what we're talking about is in Kim's home, when we sent her some videos of the houses, it was getting close to being completed because she lives out of state. She noticed that the shower in the primary bathroom was a shower pan and it was supposed to be tile. So then there was this whole mix-up, and the builder's like, no, it's never tile there. It's always a pan. And she's like, no. I was at the design center, and I was told, and this is what I chose. And she had the paperwork, which, by the way, kudos to her.
Right.
By the way, everyone, make sure you are meticulously organized with your builder paperwork, because she was able to reference back to it and show where that was chosen. So somewhere along the line, there was a mistake. She really should not normally have been allowed to do that. There was a mistake somewhere within the builder organization, which was Pulte. And the reason I'm saying their name is because they fixed it. They did a great job. The service recovery was great. It was done, and it was done earlier than I thought it was going to be. I think it delayed closing just a smidge, but not terribly so. But they, once it all got ironed out, and they're like, okay, well, you know what? We got to do the right thing. This is not what she's supposed to have. This is not what we are supposed to build, but she is supposed to have it because we told her she could have it, and we dropped the ball somewhere behind the scenes. And they fixed it. So in those cases, I don't think, I would struggle with, well, is that a perfect 5 or a perfect 10? Because there is no perfect anything. There's just not going to be a perfect build experience. So as I've said countless times, my measure of a builder is how they recover when something goes wrong, because something always will. And in that case, I think it was fantastic. And I think that the process at the end was amazing. But I think some of the stuff in the beginning was just an expectation of wanting and needing more communication from the builder, and the builder not providing it. But, again, they're building based off of plans and things on paper, on those blueprints. So anyway, all right, with that, I will digress. But yes, surveys are important. I say fill them out honestly, but you also have to understand and have an expectation of what you're dealing with, and how important that survey is. All right. Yes, sir. Oh, I thought you were pushing a button.
Back to West Bruins.
Back to West Bruins. Let's go back to that. So the next one is a local restaurants. We didn't even get to that one, did we?
No.
So local restaurants. Here we go. So local restaurants. So first of all, if you watched our Sunday drive, we talked about the NAR thing with the real estate commissions by our agent specifically, and we when we did that, we thought we'd go get some Chinese food. So part of why we do those videos is to tell you a little bit about what it would look like and feel like to live here. So if you decided you wanted some Chinese food, where would you go if you lived here in Disney's backyard? So we went to, where did we go first? We went to P.F. Chang's, then we went to China Walk, and then we went to Panda Express. Those were three that we
Which is overall pretty lame for Chinese food.
I know,
for an area this big. So maybe we just don't know about other ones, but
there are others. There are others down like on Orlo Bronson.
Well, sure.
You know, but for us and like where we would typically go to be within 5 or 10 minutes from our house, and of those, my favorite is China Walk. That's my favorite. Not the others.
I feel like that's the only one that's actual Chinese.
Feels
food,
more like authentically Chinese. Anyway, so that was where we went. And on that note, it kind of led us to this, which is about the local restaurants here. So if you take a look. We had, here in Hamlin, it's now Don the Beachcomber. Originally, it was going to be, what was the name of it before?
Tiki Docks.
Tiki Docks. There you go. Tiki Docks was originally what was going to be there. We put up the whole thing with Tiki Docks. Now it's Don the Beachcomber. It's taking the place. But you can see that it is try that again. Slow it down. Kidwell. Okay. It is in permitting, so things are certainly progressing behind the scenes there. So we're very excited about that. You can see Lake Hancock back behind it. It is going to be a lakeside restaurant, so it's going to be really cool when it's all done. Interesting news, Hash House A Go-Go there in the Flamingo Crossings area has adjusted their hours. That's not great. Do you know what they adjusted them to?
They just went to fewer hours.
Fewer hours?
And so, just, the scuttlebutt is the parking lot's empty a lot.
That was so busy. Well,
because it was new, and so Hash House A Go-Go is basically it's a lot of breakfast brunch food.
Yeah.
It's fairly expensive. And I think that what we're getting at when we talk about this is a lot of those restaurants at Flamingo Crossings, really Flamingo Crossings has, I think people thought maybe it was going to be another Disney Springs-like area with some hotels and stuff. I don't think we ever thought that, but I
didn't think that.
Some of the business owners maybe thought that. What it has become is a shopping center for the people that are in the hotels and mostly for the Disney College program. So what's thriving over there?
Well, yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts,
Target.
Skyline Chili, Firehouse Subs, Target, Starbucks, PDQ, Wendy's, the stuff that serves those folks.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great opportunity there for places like Hash House A Go-Go.
Yeah,
but
I do
think
too.
It's a like you need to be marketing specifically to the people that are in those hotels, like when they're at the hotels.
Right.
Because it's a cool thing. But Disney will sell you a $25 waffle while you're there.
True.
So you got to have something to drive you to come and go there at the time. And so that's all. And then the other picture of the chicken cone thing is another thing.
Where did that one go? Restaurants. The chicken cone, which is, that was also in the Hamlin area.
Sorry.
I paused for it. That was in the Hamlin area, and that one's gone. That one was by Paris Baguette. Is that what it was beside?
Yep.
So that's gone. So now that, I mean, again, it's really hard, first of all, for any type of a restaurant, it's always going to be hard. It's always, you always got stuff going against you. I think a lot of times people need to think about what is the actual, walk by foot traffic where people are going to pop in and grab food, and what is a destination place. And I will tell you, as a resident here in Horizon West, I don't believe I have seen any advertisement for any of these places that we talk about. Like, we know because we drive past them, but I think that some places, maybe not so much the chicken cone, but like Hash House A Go-Go. And by the way, we're not saying anything is wrong. Like, they could be thriving. Maybe it's just that they're cutting hours because they're just adjusting numbers. I don't know. I'm not an expert.
It just made us worry. That's all.
It just kind of it's like, oh, what's going on? A type of a situation. And I hope what's going on is that they're doing something fantastic and they're coming out with something amazing. But in those cases, Flamingo Crossings, yes, it serves those Disney College Program kids, and there's a lot of beautiful hotels that are there, again, right outside of Disney, but right there at that back entrance. But you've got a whole community around you in Horizon West that you're forgetting exists. It seems like. Like I haven't received any information from any of them with any kind of a coupon or, hey, grand opening or anything like that. So I feel like, at least I feel like, here in our little nugget, Disney's Backyard, that we have named Disney's Backyard here in Horizon West, that we all feel connected, even if we're in different communities. That's kind of the whole original concept to begin with. And we take ownership in some of these restaurants as well. And I mean, I get stuff from Miller's Ale House. Yep. We get stuff in the mail from Miller's, right? What?
We get something specific from Miller's Ale House, which is upset stomachs. Just me. That's just me.
Anyway.
Something in the French fry oil or something. I don't know. Anyway, here's something I want to be clear on, though. It's not that I like that places go out of business. But for me, what it is like, we waited for so long for there to be restaurants. 50% of restaurants fail in the first year or two, right? Yeah. This is normal. This is not abnormal. For me, it means we're sort of getting past everything is new, and we're getting into the normal flow of commerce. So I don't mind it.
Yeah.
When you look at Chicken Cone, you kind of go, that was a tough go.
Yeah.
Everything was going to have to go perfect for chicken nuggets in waffle cones with sauce on it. It was going to have to be perfect. And it was going to have to spark with people that was a thing, and I think it didn't.
Yeah.
And Hash House Go-Go, I think is fantastic, but it's going to have to match. It's just a difficult thing.
Yeah.
So we had Persimmon Brewery that opened and closed,
Yeah.
It was like but that happens. Breweries, that's a tough business. That's all it's kind of getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, having owned a business, before we moved to Florida, having the dance studio, very different than the service industry in, regard to like restaurants and stuff. It's very hard. It is very hard to get a business and get it up and running and then get enough of a customer base that it sustains it, and that, every year, can be a question mark, and I think that for that type of an industry, the service industry like that, there's nothing definitive, right? You don't know for a fact that you're going to have 150 customers that day. You could have one, and the next day you could have 200. And that is really, really, really daunting. At least with my business, the way I had it, it was a dance studio, right? So those students were registered for a school year at a time. So I knew for the majority of that year what the numbers were going to look like. So I hats off to them. But, if they want us to come out there and help out, you just let us know. Give me a free big old waffle. And,
There's there's another business going out of business in town. So
I know.
Hit your scoop button.
I am going to hit that scoop button.
So there's an asterisk on there.
You're not on the thing. You want to see it?
So I'm going out of business. I'm not. To be a realtor, you have to have a certain amount of continuing education credits, and your licenses are up in either March or mine's always been March. So
mine's in March too.
Yeah, so I think it's August or September. I don't know, September. Depending on when you got your license. So my license is up at the end of March, and it's March 25th. And I got to do a 4-hour class at some point. But I put this on the show so I would be reminded that today I need to sign up for a class and do it, because otherwise I will no longer be a realtor. And as you know, Amy, it's a Class 3 felony to perform real estate services without a real estate license.
Yes.
I learned that in real estate class.
You did.
So I'm not really going into business.
But just belabors
but
that.
Maybe that's what I should do.
What? No.
I should just not.
No.
If I don't do it, then
I need you. No, but I mean, it's one of those things where we get the reminders in the mail, and it's just, you get enough of a notice. It's just, that is an absolute example of where's the extra 4 hours going to come from. And we mean that seriously. So, yes, dear, you will need to get your.
I'll take care
done.
of it.
You get your course done because we need you. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Let's move on to a couple other things. What was the last one? Was the character tournament?
Yay.
I know that's what everybody's here for. So let's get going with that. I see this. The off and on with the glasses is driving me bonkers. Okay, so do you want to go? I'm going to the tourney. Okay, so you ready for me to push it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, whoop, I pushed it. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, and then you gotta go
there. All right, so we have Monday matchups, and this is for today, yes?
Well, so this is to both to review what happened,
yes,
but also to update you on what is going on.
Okay.
So these are the new hero bracket matchups.
Okay.
Those are going to start today on our Instagram story. By the way, you'll be able to vote right here on Coffee Time, as you do shortly.
Hang out and you'll get to vote
on some of the key matchups. But as you can see there, our heroes that advanced are Mickey Mouse, Hercules, Jack Skellington, Aladdin, Simba, Beast, Woody, and Peter Pan. So the no big upsets there, really. I don't know where I put my sheets now. Oh, they're over there. I got them. No.
You got them?
No, I don't know.
There was something over there.
I don't know. I'll find them in a minute. I'll wander around.
I'll wander around. You go wander around. There's a sheet over there.
I don't know where I put my results sheets.
Is it? I'm telling you right there. Look behind you. Is that it?
No, this is paper towels to clean up the dog pee.
No, is that it?
No,
that's not it. Okay, never mind.
Well, that's some of it. Where did I put them? That's so weird.
I don't know.
Anyway, they're under here. They're under my computer. That's
Okay.
fine. Sorry.
But so Eric.
So Mickey Mouse beat Baymax. Hercules beat Quasimodo. Sully beat Jack Skellington. No, Jack Skellington beat Sully. Aladdin defeated Mr. Incredible. But Simba Tarzan was the big one.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted to get to. Was that came down to a tie. So we have 4 different things that vote: the Coffee Time audience, the TikTok audience, the Instagram audience, and our team. And if there's a 2-2 tie, then the tiebreaker is Daisy Jane. So Simba was the tiebreaker for Daisy Jane. Beast, Flynn Rider, Woody destroyed Flick. Peter Pan destroyed Ralph. But so these matchups, if you look at those, I look at that and Simba versus Beast jumps out at me. So in the Instagram story, those things will pop up and you can vote there and you'll get to vote here in a minute. So go to the next day.
All right, we'll go to the next day. Tuesday, we've got the princess bracket.
Yep, so we have, I was about to say the Evil Queen.
We have Moana versus Jasmine.
Moana with the big upset that was the big upset in the first week.
Yeah.
Moana versus Jasmine, Rapunzel versus Wendy, Ariel versus Anna. Wow. That's a huge one. But then that's the last one.
Belle versus Cinderella.
Holy moly, right?
No.
Yes, that's huge.
Oh.
So again, you can vote. You'll be able to vote on that one in just a minute on this show. But also, you will be able to vote on our Instagram story tomorrow. We're trying to kind of get through the round of 32.
Yeah.
Just because we're trying to catch up with the regular March Madness tournament. Plus, I can't do another 16 videos this week.
Yeah. Go to Wednesday?
Let's go to Wednesday.
All right, Wednesday.
So, Evil Queen versus Jafar for me is a huge matchup of elegance. For me, they're very elegant villains. Hades upset Cruella de Vil. Goes against Maleficent. Maleficent won 97% to 3%.
And who was she against?
She was against Clayton.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. He's important too.
He's important too. Yeah.
Ursula versus Captain Hook for me is a huge. That's a big one. That's
of the
big.
Water.
Yeah. Gaston versus Wicked Stepmother. I don't know. The Wicked Stepmother did really, really well, but part of that was syndrome. I'm gonna and part of that was something else I wanted to share with you. Something so this is honestly interesting to me as a cultural touch point. The Disney Character Tournament giving you a cultural touch point. We talked a lot. So Forrest and Forrest and Allie and Elizabeth did the seedings for this. They decided who was what, and they decided to go with the number 1 seed was the oldest, the first to appear, right? In Disney. The number 16 seed was whoever's in the bracket was the last to appear in a thing. What that meant was we had a lot of what we call old school, new school matchups, right?
Right.
So we had Moana versus Snow White, right? So an original versus a newer. In almost every case, the Instagram audience chose the old school. The TikTok audience, which tends to skew younger, almost always picked the new school. And I thought that was so fascinating as I looked through it. I made a spreadsheet of who voted where, because we actually did take this seriously. We didn't just like pull them out of a hat. Your votes mattered. But so I think the younger people on TikTok were like, "Who's the evil queen?" I don't know who that is.
Right.
So I think that may have something to do with it. I just thought it was really fascinating. So now you can go to Wednesday. I thought that was, Thursday. I just thought it was really interesting.
Yeah. All right.
So what do we got? We got the
Donald Duck with
Donald Duck
Timon and
moved on.
Pumbaa.
Timon and Pumbaa. Winnie the Pooh versus Nemo. You can vote on that one here in a minute. That's a big one. Amy's gonna demand you vote for Pooh. Mike Wazowski won in a tiebreaker.
Really?
Yeah, because our family voted for Mike because Boo Boo loves Mike.
Yes.
Elizabeth loves Mike Wazowski. But the internet voted for Sebastian. So then it came down to Daisy Jane, who picked Mike. So Mike will go against Dory, and then Lumiere against Dopey, which I think is a really that for me is an interesting one. I was very proud of my. Again, I don't know how many of you saw the things. I was so proud of my Lumiere performance because
was fantastic.
Jerry Orbach is the voice of Lumiere. He was on Law and Order for many, many years.
Dum, dum.
Yeah, well, I said in the Disney character tournament, the people are represented by two equally important characters. I was just very proud of that, and I was also proud of it was stupid. But Dumbo versus Dory, I was like, there's a lot of D's in this matchup. You might say that this matchup is D-generous. Get it, like Ellen DeGeneres, who's the voice of Dory.
I got it.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. So, do we want to vote?
Well, yeah, we can vote in a second. But just as a reminder, this is today. So in the thing that's there, so you can hit your vote button, and we'll see if it works.
Yep. So okay. So everybody looking to see what you got, right? Okie dokie. All right. Wait. I go back here.
You're gonna go to vote.
I'm gonna go to voting. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm so scared.
There we go. It's coming up. Let's see. It
Successfully connected. Click on the start button.
I did. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll fix it.
Technical difficulties.
Hold
Okay,
on,
do you want to fix it while I talk to them? Or do you want
Yeah, but I might have to come fix it from the thing.
Okay, well, that's fine. People don't care. They understand. They've seen us mess it up
Like
before.
I might literally have to like stand over you and do that.
That's fine. I don't care.
Let me see.
They don't care. They're not here to watch me.
Well, go on to something else. We'll come back.
All right. So then while we're doing
Go
that.
to baby news.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, let's go to baby news. Okay, so not our grandbaby news, but guys, spring has sprung and it is the season for the cutest little fluffernutters you have ever seen, the baby sandhill cranes. Oh, I mean, look at that. Oh my God, they're so cute. I'm just going to let this keep looping. That is so cute. So remember, the sandhill cranes, by the way, are very, very... they make themselves at home, shall we say. They walk around typically in 2s or 4s. When you see one by itself, it always is a little worrisome because they are almost always in 2s or 4s or 6s. They're always in even numbers. They've got their partner with them. But they will walk in your yard, up on your porch, on your back lanai. They're just all around. They make themselves at home. But they also have the most adorable little babies. I don't know, Allie, look it up real quick. What is a baby sandhill crane called? But they're so I mean, look at them little fluffernutters. They're so cute. I also love it. In fact, I just told this to Elizabeth the other day. We were driving in Winter Garden Village, and this time of year, they have the little slow down duck crossing type of a thing because the ducks typically have their little nests kind of nestled around there as well. And so a lot of times you'll be pulling in and out of the shopping center and you'll see like mama duck and all the little baby ducks kind of going. And it's just so cute. So spring has sprung, my friends. So, as far as the actual baby news, everybody's doing great. Everybody's doing fine. We are getting closer. The girls are... they're getting tired. Putting shoes on, and bending down, and picking things up. All of that's getting a little bit more difficult. But I, in baby news, got Mimi and Poppy's glider rocker finally arrived a couple days ago, and so now I bet Elizabeth's probably sitting in it downstairs right now. And super excited about that. Glider rockers are not the way they used to be when I had my kiddos, but super excited about that. So we are all prepped and ready. For those of you who needed to be reminded of those dates at all, not that it really matters, but it matters when it comes to clients and when it comes to potential coffee time, we have April 30th, will not go beyond April 30th for Allie, and Elizabeth is May 19th, and everyone needs to, Elizabeth says, what did Elizabeth say? Elizabeth says they are called colts. Interesting. Allie also says they are called colts. Interesting. I think that's cool. I would have never guessed that. And then Elizabeth says, however, since I am here in the Glotter Rocker has been my chosen seat. So yeah, she is there. That's too funny. But anyway, so we need to have crossed fingers that Elizabeth doesn't go into labor before the 14th, because that, I believe, is her husband's official last day in the military. And if for some reason she went into labor, let's just say on the 10th, he would be allowed to come home for the birth, but he'd have to turn right around and go back on the 11th. So that would be kind of crazy. So we're hoping that she's had to do this whole thing kind of, without him around for the majority of it. So we're hoping that baby stays in a little bit longer. Do you want to try it again?
Well, so I got to do something in the actual thing.
Okay. Well,
so I'm trying to think of what I could play or do whatever. I'm just going to lean over you. You keep talking about other things.
It's just us. Like we're not like Kelly and
I know, but I got to go to
Regis. No, wow.
Regis and Kelly.
Regis. I'm really old.
Hang on.
That's Regis and Kathy Lee is what I'm thinking.
Right.
Okay, so he's going to work on that. While he's doing that, just ignore everything. But anyway, so baby's coming along just fine. Mamas are doing well. Mimi and Poppy are getting super excited. And then, so I wondered if I wanted to talk about. No, it's okay. Just feel free. Go right. Do what
I don't actually know if this is going to work, but
okay, that's right. He's going to work on it. I was going to tell you guys about something. It was about Johns Lake North. That's what it was. So we had some clients that contracted there yesterday. So if you're familiar with the Johns Lake Landing community, which is in Claremont by David Weekley Homes, originally when the community first opened, it was both MI Homes as well as David Weekley. In fact, their two models were gorgeous. They both had the amazing B models. David Weekley had the Boulevard and MI Homes had the Brookhaven. Fantastic one-story floor plans with bonus room options, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful. Now in Johns Lake North, they have some similar floor plans, not that one any longer, unfortunately, but there's only 50 home sites. And they just went active in sales, and they've already sold, I don't even know how many, but at least 5 or 6 at this point, and they just released the other day. So that's where my clients just contracted yesterday morning. So anyway, it's just kind of important to kind of know about that community. If you like David Weekley Homes, they do some things differently. I really like a lot of the things that they do differently. And I think it's really beneficial to the buyer. You let me know if you need me to
let's
stop.
see if this pops up.
All
if
right.
it doesn't, then we'll do it another way. No. Okay.
Oh,
so here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna do.
All right. What are we gonna
I'm gonna call them up, right?
Okay.
So this is gonna be a weird thing. Go back to the Monday
Yes.
thing. Go back to the tournament thing.
Yep.
And then so I believe, even since I have this running, if they'll type Simba or Beast, that's what they're voting on right now.
Simba or Beast?
Yeah, Simba or Beast. So just type the word Simba or the word Beast if you want to vote for those two.
All right, we're going to start voting. We're doing it a little bit differently because we got a little bit of technical difficulties. Eric says he's going to see if it'll work. He's doing something different behind the scenes. So, everybody, right now, get your voting fingers ready. We are voting on Simba versus Beast. Don't look at the whole screen. We're voting on Simba versus Beast.
And it is working.
So, okay, Eric says it is working. So keep voting. Simba or Beast. Those are the two words that you type in for your vote. Simba or Beast.
Yep.
And remember, you guys are about 30 seconds behind us, so we're just going to keep la 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 la
right now
la
it's
la 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 la.
It's 80-20 for Simba right now.
Okay, wow. What'd you say? 80-20 for Simba.
Right
okay. So it's working behind the scenes. Eric's his computer.
We'll vote on 4 matchups, and then so
keep going, everybody. Simba or Beast. I'll give you about 15, 20 more seconds to get those votes in. Simba or Beast.
Okay.
All right.
And now we're going to go Moana or Jasmine.
All right. Now.
Moana.
Yeah, I pulled it up. So now the vote, or the category we're voting on now, are for the princesses, Moana or Jasmine. And the words are right there on your screen. Moana for Moana, Jasmine, Jasmine. Moana or Jasmine? I haven't voted yet. Oops. Oh well.
Vote.
Moana
if you
or
type it, it'll go.
Yeah, I know, but Moana or I can't
50,
do it.
it's literally 50-50 right now, and we have a bunch of votes in. So, and I mean, everyone can see what other people are voting for. There,
Yeah. Jasmine or Moana?
Jasmine with a slight lead.
Jasmine or Moana? They're all good. It's just, I hate that. It's really hard to.
Oh, and then Moana comes back.
Oh, look at that.
52-48 right now.
Okay.
Moana.
52-48.
And then we'll move on to the next one. Oh, let's do this one because we promised to do it. Right now it's 50-50, so I'm going to move to the next one, which is Cinderella versus Belle.
Okay, hold on.
Belle or Cinderella?
Okay, so we're still in the princess category. We're doing Belle versus Cinderella. Belle versus Cinderella. So go ahead and put your vote in. Oh, that one's just tough. I don't even know.
That's so difficult.
I don't even
Belle
know.
Or Cinderella?
I mean, I almost feel like there needs to be a qualifier as to what it is, like just our favorite or the
who
best.
do you want to move on? That's it.
I know, but like which one? I don't know. I mean, I know. Interesting. Oh my God, this is just so hard.
Right now, Belle's got a pretty solid lead at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I did it for you, Lala.
What did you do for Lala?
Belle.
Oh yeah.
Belle. Yeah, I mean, it really is hard, right? It's like you love both of them, and it's like Cinderella is so iconic. I feel like she really needs to be there at the end, but Belle is so special. I've always loved Belle.
I'm just going to do this real quick. I'm going to go back to this real quick and just see if it pops up for some reason. I just don't think it's going to. Mm-hmm. That's so annoying.
I'm sorry, babe. It happens.
Let me just see if I refresh it. Mm-hmm. I know, but, do all this work
Cinderella or Belle? Keep voting. Remember, you're about 30 seconds behind us. Okay.
So we'll go back to that because it didn't work.
Wednesday.
So go to Wednesday. Yep.
All right. So we're so Cinderella Belle is over. Let's move on to
vote on. Let's do Ursula versus Hook.
Ooh,
Ursula or Hook.
Ursula or Hook, not Captain Hook.
Not Captain Hook.
Okay.
Ursula or Hook.
Ursula or Hook, not Captain Hook, just Hook. Ursula, Hook. So we are into the villain category now. Put your votes in. Let's see. All right. I don't see anybody popping up. There we go. Now we're getting a couple. All right. Ursula, 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 or Hook, Hook. Yeah, I'm
Hook dominating at the moment.
I mean, it's
That surprises me though, because Ursula for me is such a good villain, but I mean, Hook. This is a huge matchup.
This is a very well. I mean, I feel like they're all pretty amazing. Like even the Evil Queen and Jafar. But right now we're doing Ursula and Hook. Ursula, Hook. Look at all of these people. Like, by the way, I love this because so many of you are voting that I don't really see comment very much. So thank you guys for joining in and being a part of this. It's fun.
Yeah, we got like 25 votes. We got a bunch.
Yeah.
All right, so I think Hook is clearly taking that one.
All right. Oh, we got a couple of Ursulas there, though.
Yeah. And again, Instagram story.
Yeah, Instagram story.
At Heart and Home Orlando is the handle. I'm gonna not have everybody vote on Pooh versus Nemo because I think Pooh would dominate that one. So let's go Lumiere versus Dopey. Although, type Lumiere into the chat. Okay. Oh no, they can see it there.
Yeah.
So Lumiere versus Dopey.
Yeah, Lumiere versus Dopey. That's where we are.
So yeah, just one of those two words, Lumiere or Dopey.
I don't know.
Are you on Thursday? Yeah, you're on Thursday.
I got it.
All right, the screen is behind you, so I can't see.
Oh, yeah.
Lumiere versus Dopey.
Yeah, Lumiere, Dopey. That's where we are now. Go ahead and vote. Remember, they're 30 seconds behind us, so let's...
Immediately went bang, 50-50. But
yeah.
Wow. I mean, it was just 2 votes right away, but here we go. And then Lumiere with some big votes. Remember that you get the Coffee Time audience. You are 1 vote out of 4. So we have Coffee Time, we have our team, we have Instagram, and we have TikTok. Yeah. So those are the 4, and then we have Daisy.
It's a bug. Sorry.
It's a dust bunny. It's Daisy is the tiebreaker. So I mean this is an important vote.
Yeah.
You could be the difference.
Yeah, Lumiere and Dopey.
About 55-45 right now. Mm-hmm. So I think we can go off it now. Just remember to go back to the Instagram story.
Yeah.
And especially today. Remember that today we have this. So this the hero matchup is for today. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna it'll be like noon and later. It'll just be on the Instagram story. You can just push the button and there it is.
All right. So we have Mickey versus Hercules, Jack Skellington versus Aladdin, Simba versus the Beast, and Woody versus Peter Pan. So those are the ones for today.
Yep.
So yeah, Instagram story. Make sure you vote on those. Are you sure you don't want to do Pooh Bear? It's okay.
We can do it. It's fine.
It's okay. Do you guys want to do Pooh Bear?
Here, just they can vote now. Pooh or Nemo. Pooh or Nemo.
Pooh or Nemo. Is my vote weighted?
Yeah. No. But our team hasn't voted yet.
Yeah, I know.
But
Pooh Bear, Pooh Bear, Pooh Bear, Pooh Bear, Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear.
Yeah, and Pooh Bear comes in with 4 votes right off the top, 100% to 0%.
Yeah, it has. I mean, Pooh Bear.
Come on, just put some respect on Nemo's name.
Nemo is fantastic, but not a comparison to Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is all heart. There's not a person in this world that doesn't like Winnie the Pooh.
But Pooh Bear would tell you to do what I'm going to do.
Don't you do it? Don't you?
I'm voting Nemo because just to give him 1 vote. I don't want. There. I voted for Nemo.
Rude.
And there's my vote. Barney Rubble pops up. So 96 to 4%.
Yeah.
So that one's over. So
here's the thing.
You can move on.
I will move on, but I'm
just got 23 votes to 1 for Nemo.
Oh, Kim, you're dead to me.
No, it was me.
No, Kim voted Nemo.
Okay. It just hadn't come in yet, but there it is. Yeah, but she's doing what I'm doing. Poor little Nemo.
Nemo's fantastic.
He's got one little fan. He can flip it around, and Pooh Bear will be like, "Oh, but give him 1 vote, please."
Okay, well, whatever. He got 1 vote. He got 2 votes. Anyway, no. Oh my gosh, Fred, you voted for Nemo too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's totally fine. It's not really, but it's okay. I still love you mostly. Okay.
All right. What else we got in the show?
We have dust on top of this computer. Okay, so on the rest of the show, let's do what I'm watching because this is weird. Okay, so I'm watching a Netflix series. It's only 10 episodes. I've got 2 episodes left. It's called The Messiah. Mostly I watched it because of the actress. I think she's amazing, and I can't think of her name off the top of my head. I just watched something else with her recently, and I just really liked her. I was like, well, I'll watch that. So sometimes Eric stands there and it's like I know his mannerisms and I'm like, he's getting ready to say something. Anyway, so The Messiah, that's what I've been watching. Not necessarily because Easter's coming or anything like that. It just happens to be what I'm watching. Although it's a little bit of a take on that. So anyway, so Geraint, he just said, "Who is Pooh?" LOL. Geraint. Wow. Rude. How the baby's doing, or the baby doing, Geraint? Oh.
Amy, I'm here on the other side of the table, and I was just about to say, reminder that Geraint is a grandfather now.
Yes.
So let us know in the thing how things are going. I also want to shout out, by the way, to the Julianas one more time.
Yes, for your
so the Julianas are friends and clients. They give us a thing, and you see, I have my character tournament thing on one side.
Yeah.
And I have my breaking news on the other side. Plus, I want to do breaking news. But now let's do breaking weather news.
Oh, yes. Yeah, go ahead. So this is why you move here, guys. This is our forecast for this week. 80, 84, 85, 79, 76, 78, 82. Are you kidding me?
It's stupid.
Tim Fitzbag, one of my clients sent me a picture the other day, getting ready to close here relatively soon-ish on their beautiful home with Meritage over in Highland Ridge, and sent me a picture, I think it was through Instagram, sent me a picture of the snow, like all the snow. And so then I sent him back a picture of our pool area with the palm trees and the sun. Nice. So, anyway, but by the way, I will say I like the pictures of the snow. I do kind of miss it, but this is pretty spectacular. Perfect weather. Yes, Lisa, I agree. As she says, perfect weather. Agreed. Diz Deb, I know Deb. It's okay. Don't worry. We'll be fine.
That just means there'll be a thunderstorm.
Yeah, and by the way, it said it was supposed to rain yesterday or the day before, and it was the most beautiful day. So sometimes it just doesn't get quite. We're not quite to the humidity and the heat yet, where it's a given that it's going to rain in the afternoon. So anyway, all right. So let's keep going. I'm going to do word of the day. We haven't done that in a while.
Oh, now come on, Amy, tell me what's the word.
Okay, CO, certificate of occupancy. I feel like we did this one before, but it could just be because I also don't know what day it is. So I also say this to my clients all the time. So a CO is a certificate of occupancy, which is issued by the county. This is not something that the builder gets to decide that the home is ready. This is related to new construction, by the way. You do not need a CO for a resale home. It's when the home is officially built. It has passed all of the inspections throughout the process. Most specifically, that final inspection, again, done by the county inspectors. Once that home is safe for you to live in, they sign off. You get that CO, that certificate of occupancy, and that means you are now able to close. So there are times, if you have been my client and we have done a walkthrough before, sometimes I will ask the builder or they will let us know, hey, do you have the CO yet? And they may say, no, not yet. We're redoing our final tomorrow. I actually have had clients get to the closing table. Don't ask me how. They were at the closing table and the CO was still not issued. We obviously couldn't close until we got it, so we sat there for a while and there was some back and forth. But a CO is basically the green light, and it's the county saying, stamped of approval, this home is safe for you to live in. Keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's not paint touch-ups that need to be done, or grout that still needs to be caulked, because that's aesthetic, cosmetic. They're talking structure and safe. So there you go.
There is a builder, is there not, that on several occasions has said we want to go ahead and close without the CO.
Yes,
and
you are correct.
And do we recommend that builder?
Hell no.
No.
No, absolutely not. Do not close without a certificate of occupancy. I don't care if the builder gives you $100,000. Do not do it. I don't even know how, to be honest, a builder could do that within the legalities or the rules and regulations.
Right. That means they're selling you a house you can't live in.
Yeah. If it hasn't been signed off on yet by the county, why in the world would you? So no, in my opinion, absolutely not. Because if they don't have the CO, it may not even be their fault. The home may be perfectly ready and it may pass with flying colors. They just haven't had the inspector out there to do the inspection yet. Guess what? Not your problem. That's their problem. And if they have to delay a closing because they can't get the inspector out there, that's not your problem. That's theirs.
And I think it's interesting that it's happened a few times.
Yes.
And we've heard from other clients,
yes,
we've heard from other non-clients that maybe come to coffee time or whatever.
Yeah.
And they've asked that question. Hey, the builder's asking me to close without a CO.
Do not do it.
It's always been the same builder. And that particular builder, there's a lot of reasons why their name doesn't show up in our videos and those things. And we don't steer anybody away from or to, but we tell those stories. And when you're our client, we'll talk about specific names. But people sometimes wonder, why do we don't tend to recommend a builder, but we tell stories about this is what happened. You always say when things go wrong, how do they recover? Mm-hmm. When things go wrong, we have story after story of a builder where when things go wrong, things don't go well, and they're trying to bribe you to close without a CO. That's where that comes from. Sometimes it's not other stuff. It's that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it really could be. It really could be not a problem in the sense that the home is great, the home is fine. It's just that they can't get the inspector out there fast enough. I don't care. That's on them. It's not on you. It's not your problem. Anyway, Geraint gave us an update. So he says, he is fine. Mom is fine. Dad is fine. Gramp and Nona are besotted. Thanks for asking. Midwife happy with his progress. Incidentally, Nona used to be a midwife years ago. Wow. That's cool. So some inside info there, knowing how to deliver a baby and take care of a baby. That's so exciting. So we're so happy for you guys. Yeah. We're happy you're a part of our little family here. So, all right. So what else did I miss? Because we got to get out. Okay, barking news. Yeah, she's on our list. That rug that you see is gone. Somebody asked me recently where I got that rug. It's in a dumpster now because I don't know. Like, first of all, and that's one of my shoes that she's pulled out. I mean, she's just on our list.
I love her so much, but she's here. Like, by the way, Elizabeth sent us this picture. She's downstairs.
Oh, that's where where Daisy is now. Can you see?
I love Daisy a lot. I really do. I love her a lot. And like literally, so here's the problem with Daisy. There's a lot of problems. So Daisy just backsliding a little bit. She's like peeing in the house sometimes. Over Amy's shoulder, you can see I moved the paper when I pulled the paper towels out. That was because we were thinking you can see the carpet cleaner thing on the shelf right there. Oops,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Daisy also in the middle of the night now wants to get up and go outside and pee 3 times a night, right? But here's the problem with Daisy. She's so cute. She's so stinking cute that like literally it was 1:46 in the morning. I was up late getting ready for the show. Clearly didn't get ready enough with the stupid polling thing not working. But I go and I take her out, right? And we have this thing. And then I scoop her up and I give her a kiss right on the mouth. I go, mwah! And that tells her, hey, we're going to bed now. That's my thing. I put her in bed and then like at 1:46, she wakes up again and she looks at me and she goes, arr, 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 and she looks at me and I'm so irritated because I'm so tired. But then she's like, and I'm like, I can't be mad at her because she's so cute.
She is cute.
We should have gotten an unattractive dog because then we could like just discipline
It's
her.
not nice. Yeah, no, she's on our list. She's actually doing well. Elizabeth and I are laughing because on Wednesday she's supposed to have her graduation from her intermediate level training, which is good. We're not going to do the next level just because it's going to be in the middle of babies, and I think we're good. We've got her trained well enough. We thought. But yeah, so anyway, she's a sweetheart. We love her, but she's a little bit on my list.
There's one more thing.
One more thing.
I gotta go downstairs. So you vamp and see if there's any questions.
I'm vamping.
But I gotta go downstairs because I did this thing and we want to reward people for sticking around. So you're gonna be rewarded for sticking around.
You're gonna be rewarded for sticking around. I don't know what that means. I'm totally clueless here. Anyway, well while he's doing that, let's do Pooh Bear. Could you spare a small smackerel? I mean, come on. Isn't that the cutest? Who doesn't love Pooh Bear? So I don't have any tattoos. Never really had any desire to get one. But if I did, it would be Pooh Bear. So what I need for you to do is tell me if I should get a teeny tiny one of Pooh Bear. Okay, yeah, you good? Oh, yeah, I know what he's got. Okay, this is good. This is worth sticking around.
So if you've commented on the stream today.
If you have commented on the stream today.
This ticket may be worth $1 billion. There's our numbers, right? So these are our numbers together. As usual, we're keeping half in our family, but then we're splitting the other half with everyone. So make sure you've commented on the stream or comment, if you're watching this on replay, comment in the thing. And if this is the winning ticket on Tuesday, you will get a portion of half of that.
A portion of half
of the cash option.
Okay, there you go.
It's $1.1 billion.
We need to put they have to have commented by?
Well, if we win, I will immediately take that video down, so it's fine. And then we'll disappear.
And then
But I mean, no, we'll pay off. We'll pay. It's not that, but for our safety, people will know we have a $1 billion ticket, so we'll be in a hotel somewhere in hiding.
All right, Des Deb says yes. I should get a tattoo. Jane says, Jane says yes to the Mega Millions. Yes. Jane says no, don't do it. And then Des Deb says yes, you should. Anyway, all right, guys. So we are going to get out of here because I have a closing I need to get to, a couple messages I need to return over here. I keep running late these past couple days. I just got a lot to say. But you know what I do have to say? I do have to say that I appreciate you guys. We really, really, really do. Don't forget voting for the tournament Instagram story. Make sure that you remember to vote. Share that with other people that love Disney. Even if they don't like real estate, they can join in on that and be a part of our little family as we do this, the Disney Backyard Character Tournament. But as always, guys, we are going to wrap this up for today. We love you so much. So please stay safe, stay well. Remember, we love you with all our hearts, and happy house hunting. We'll see you guys soon, next week or sooner. I don't know. What day is it again?